Hello everyone, thank you for joining today's Words of Wisdom. Today's is from March 21st, and I quote, "Believing in religion and knowing of the existence of the other world is a way to become free of the fear of death. From the Challenge of Enlightenment by Master Ryuho Okawa." Thank you, Lord. All right, so another profound teachings from Master Okawa, I believe, of the importance of why religion has existed throughout history. There's never been a time in history when religion did not exist or spirituality did not exist. That already kind of is like a key factor that the spiritual world exists. But one reason is because as a public service, what a religious organization usually does is help people's soul go back to heaven. That's why we have memorial services. And it's a very important task, the more you know about spirituality through Master Okawa's teachings, because he has conducted many spiritual messages of actual souls who don't know that they're dead right now, and they're creating suffering, and they're either still here on earth suffering as stray or bound spirits, or they are in hell, going through like an education of what they did wrong here on earth. But anyhow, going more back to the topic, the more you know about the spiritual world, if you study it through happy science teachings rationally, what happens is you can dissolve your fear of death. And out of all the fears that exist, it's said that fear of death is the strongest. So people are afraid of death the most. That's true, right? Let's say that you've lived like 7 or 8 decades and you're in your twilight years of your lives, and you're starting to think, all right, I've had all of these experiences. I have this personality. I have this job title. I have this much money. I have these kind of families left, and you start thinking like, do I continue to exist or not? That's a fundamental question that we all go through. And it's important to think about this. And if you think that nothing will exist, that's very scary. That you continue to not exist, or you don't continue to exist. That's a very scary thing if you think about it. So, however, when you believe in religion, you can overcome that fear by knowing that it exists. And what's amazing about happy science teachings, Master Okawa's teachings, is that it's so realistic. The real world is what we call the afterlife, but the real world is so realistically described that it feels as if this is another concept from Buddhism too, but it feels like you're being reborn into heaven. Death is like a birth into the spiritual world. So technically speaking, there is no such thing as death. It's just a transition. You transition from this world with a physical body to you just being a spiritual body. And then when you're born through reincarnation, when you're born from the spirit world to this world, you transition into a new life here on earth with a physical body, with a new name, we try to obtain a new personality and gain new knowledge and new wisdom. So if you think like this, there is no such thing as fear of death. And then once you can get rid of your fear of death, you can start living your life extremely productively. One good example is COVID. When COVID was rampant, everyone was afraid of death, all right, when it first came out. But from the very initial stages, Master Okawa has said this, and even a spiritual message from Jesus Christ was recorded during COVID time, and the Spirit of Jesus, they're both saying that prolonging your life isn't the most sublime value that you should hold in life. It's not about living a long life, but it's about living a good life. So let's say that you lived rest of your remainder 10 years in fear. Or let's say that you only had 1 year left, but you lived it in a very productive and loving and caring way where you were able to create a utopian world around you. What's a better life? 10 years of fear or 1 year of living like an angel? It's obviously the latter. So, when you start putting this into perspective, not as a theory or a metaphor or a fairy tale story, but as a reality in life, that the afterlife exists, it actually starts making your life in this lifetime even better too. All right, I think I'll leave it to that. That'll be it for today. Thank you for joining today. I will end the quote again. Believing in religion and knowing of the existence of the other world is a way to become free of the fear of death. From the Challenge of Enlightenment. Thank you very much. Hope to see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.